the Statue of Liberty is moved to another location, it is always transported on a massive truck, and the route is carefully planned to avoid bridges along the way, because if they were to drive under a bridge, the statue would when the
scammer starts by shuffling 3 shells and immediately shows you which one contains the ball. Then he'll ask you to follow it and start to shuffle them again. But while he's doing that, he'll move the ball from one shell to another with a quick movement that you won't see. Finally, he asks you which shell the ball's hidden. To win, all you have to do is pull out an MK-44. The scammer always start from a corner tooth. This gives you more chances of winning. After your opponent's turn, use the flat pad of your finger to gently test the tension of a tooth before a full press. Remember to avoid pressing the adjacent teeth or the one directly opposite the known sore tooth on the upper or lower. Now, if your opponent keeps going until you're left with just the last 3 teeth, simply take a real explosive acid cry. Always start. If you drink seawater while lost in the sea, you most likely die by dehydration. Because seawater contains an extreme concentration of salt, and your kidneys will not be able to process it, meaning you will need far more fresh water to flush out the excess sodium, leading to fatal dehydration. But if you decide to drink a whole liter at once, a pirate's boat will attack you, and Jack Sparrow scratches your ass. If you Super Mega Hearing is 10,000 times more sensitive than a human, and this allows him to track danger from miles away. Ooh, my gosh, I really would like to get a big kebab shawarma. Place the wine bottle inside your shoe if you don't have a. Then, start rhythmically hitting the wall with the sole. This will allow you to open the wine bottle even without the corkscrew. And the inertia of the liquid will gradually push the cork out without damaging the glass. But if this still doesn't work, just take your grandma and hit. Place
with video
Police officers enter the hotel room, shocked of what they saw. A man was folded in half in the room, trying to give himself a skibbity hob. So the police contact a pathologist, who unfolded the man and revealed it was Marilyn Manson. And the story went viral, making people protest in support of Marilyn Manson, removing their ribs and folding each other too. Police place an ultra-thin thread to the yo-yo and attach it with a slip knot to your middle finger, guiding it in the air. Then, to bring it back, flip your hand and give a small tug to catch it, mastering the spinning at the bottom, and this lets you perform impossible tricks. If you accidentally lose a finger playing with your friend, put it in a bag of ice and rush to the hospital. You see, cold ice slows tissue damage and stops the bleeding, so the doctor can get your finger and add GoPro to it. Then he place it in your... When you scratch the mosquito bites, you smear the saliva on the tissues around, causing even more swelling. Moreover, you put bacteria into the open wound with your nails, causing serious infection. So next time you see a mosquito on your arm, you can simply take it and...
your friends on a job.
If you stomp on a spider, you might end up releasing a swarm of hundreds of babies all at once. Then they will gather in the shape of a swarm. He shoved the mascot aside to take a man-of-the-match picture, making sure he got all of the attention. The other football players who won the award refused to take the picture with him, but when Ronaldo received the same prize and invited the mascot to take a photo with him, allowing him to remove his mask, and it was I show speed. If the young mother drinks a lot of matcha tea, could the milk come out green? You see, breast milk is composed of 90% water. The rest is made up of lactose, fat, and protein, and it makes the newborn strong. So if the mom eats C4 explosive, her baby could become a Gula Mohammed Salih. If a flood is coming to your neighborhood, use long pipes with water in your front yard and add more tubes until your entire house is surrounded, making it impossible for water to flow. And as the water rush into the neighborhood, your house will stand still. But don't forget to disconnect the tubes from the sewer tap, because when a Dorito if a flood...
The child's foot size was too large and no regular shoe size would fit him. But Shaquille O'Neal saw his story on Stickstock and invited him to his store to buy large-sized shoes. When they went to the store, Shaq handed him a brand new Nike shoebox, making the boy happy, and as he opened it,
Start by taking the center circles first. This gives you more maneuverability at the beginning. Then keep a low center of gravity, bend your knees, and smell the opponent's ass to increase your chance of winning. But if your opponent tries to push you, shift your weight. Start by holding the pen at a 45-degree angle, locking your shoulder joint. Professional calligraphers have discovered that if you write with your entire hand instead of just your wrist, the lines become perfectly straight due to the use of large muscle groups. However, if you start writing too beautifully, the pen will If you swallow a magnet, most people think it will attract more gold rings to steal them through your stomach. You see, if you swallow several magnets, this can cause dangerous tissue compression and can lead to critical internal organ damage. However, if you swallow a powerful neodymium magnet, your body will turn into a super. If you
one last Zeck Felms video.
Iron Bolt. He jumped into the DeLorean to travel back in time to touch himself as a child. Did you know that Miguel give me this. Did you know? Two already!
always starts by controlling the hotspots and trying to occupy triple word score cells. This will almost guarantee your winning. But never just chase long words. You see, placing high-value letters like Q or Z on these cells can net you over 50 points in a single move, even with a 3-letter word. But if your opponent is still ahead, pull out a Polish WZ. If a chicken eats charcoal, will it lay black eggs later? You see, eggshell color is genetically predetermined and is formed in the oviduct just hours before the egg is laid. Generally, the color depends on the color of the chicken's feathers. Darker chickens lay brown eggs, and lighter ones lay white eggs. However, if the chicken eats crossbreed,
U.S. soldiers would intentionally make small holes in the ground to listen for enemies underground. You see, enemy forces often dug tunnels and planted explosives beneath their trenches. This was a very dangerous practice because enemies always... U.S. soldier, he pressed all buttons in the elevator using his child face to stop on every floor in the building. You see, his kid wanted to find a secret combination of buttons that will break down the lift, but the elevator control system is programmed to miss such a command because it leads to overload of relays and brake pads. However, if you press this secret combination, it will bring you... Ooh! He pressed...
Always start with the narrow triple 20 section to gain the most amount of points. You see, this is the best strategy to reach a score of 500, one that almost guarantees your chance of winning. But never aim for the bullseye in the center, because it's the loser strategy everyone uses. But if your rival is still leading, simply take a live swordfish and fill it with gasoline. After that, put a cotton cloth inside the mouth and turn it on. Now, always, if crushed with a hydraulic press, how much prime could you extract? You see, prime bottles are mainly composed of water, protein, forest, and a small amount of Optimus Prime. So, if you squeeze it, you could get about 11 ounces of juice. And you can use his hairs as a broom to clean your dirt. Start by applying some soda and toothpaste on the soles of your shoes, rubbing them in with an old brush. You see, baking soda and toothpaste create an oxide that perfectly dissolves dirt and restores the shine of your shoes. Next, add a sprinkle of gunpowder and start rubbing them fast until they catch fire.